What's up, everybody, and welcome to ReelTime for the real everyday movie fan. I'm Ryan Murphy.
I'm Josh Williams.
And today we're giving you our ReelTime recap for the Arrowverse. This is week 6, I believe. So let's go ahead and get started.
Let's go and get started on Supergirl. As we start off, I actually like this episode again. It took away from the central part of the story, but it kind of explored more of her and her sister's Kara's and God, I'm spacing on her name. Alex's backstory as they were kids, which I really liked, and I would say it's still a solid 8 out of 10. I mean, getting to explore like how I guess she became human and kind of exploring what made her love Earth, or at least love her sister, and then kind of also gives a little explanation of how Alex kind of became who she is, which I really thoroughly enjoyed. What about you?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. I thought it's cool to just almost take a complete break, like give the actors almost a week off, and do this other show. The actress who looks like Alex also is just like a dead ringer. Like I could totally actually see her growing up into Shylar Lee. And the story's kind of contrived, but it's like, like 10 seconds and the sheriff did it. Like, it's,
yeah, I almost thought the same thing. I was like, it's sheriff had to have done it.
And the fact that there was this murder in this town, which happens to just be the origin for, all their motivations to come. But I don't know, for some reason I just really enjoyed this. I thought it was kind of special, and I thought going back home, exploring the girls' relationship, which is just such a nice thing. That was just sort of refreshing and a nice change of pace for an episode. Yeah, definitely.
What I really liked as well was the kid who got murdered. Yeah. Even though he was on the screen for that one episode, I really kind of felt deeply saddened by the fact that he died, because but it helped propel them to who they are. But like at the same time, it's just he cared for Kara so much, and that they were such good friends. And that was kind of her first real friend. I mean, at the time, her sister wasn't even her friend. Yeah. But and the fact that he died was very tragic, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Yeah. Anything else you kind of want to bring into just moving forward?
I was like I said, it was a little bit contrived. Like also the kid has all these pictures. He's captured everyone's secret in the entire town, like 3. But yeah, it was decent. Good episode.
It was good.
I guess I give it probably about 7.5 out of 10. Yeah,
that's good. And what I like moving forward is I guess next week's episode, I guess somehow Mon-El comes back.
Well, we'll see next week.
Yeah, we'll see next week. But that's a very we saw the preview, and that's a very interesting way to explore. We'll see what happens there. Yeah. All right, let's move on now to Flash.
I thought, almost not much to say. It was a decent episode. Just,
yeah, it was okay.
Villain of the week, teaching Elongated Man how to be a hero. Just some silly stuff there.
That suit was, it was funny, man.
The big letdown for me was the Council of the Wells was just turned out so hokey and dumb. And
it was supposed to be kind of fun and everything, but it felt kind of flat for me.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it did, for some reason, it helped propel the way of, figuring out who the Thinker is, and I don't know. I thought that was okay.
Yeah, it's just the other Wells are so over exaggerated in terms of being just whatever they are. We've talked about how the show has this comedic element to it, this lightheartedness to it. That's really nice, but that was bordering on Legends stupid. I mean, that was just that's like making this into an Austin Powers show, Yeah.
So, but for you as a fan, you had to have liked the relationship is growing more between the Elastic Man and Flash.
Elongated Man
and Flash. I'm sorry, I have to work on that one. But you gotta admit, like the relationship's getting a little better, and he's starting to learn more about what it means to be a superhero, be a good person. Yeah. I really like that it's kind of you're exploring more of his character, because he's learning from his mistakes, and I like that when you have development like that in a character, it makes for more compelling ways to come. If you can agree, I'm gonna probably give this one. I mean, it was okay. The Wells thing kind of did flatten it for me. I would say it's still like a 7. It was still. I still think the show's getting better and better, and then even then, again, when you look at when you saw the end there, like somehow the Thinker, or he's just in.
Looking forward to what the.
I'm looking forward to see what's going on with that. I saw the trailer.
Next week looks really good.
Yeah, next week's look could be very compelling.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What about you? What would you give it?
I'd give it about 7 out of 10, and I think it was just all right. Some silly, stupid Well stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, all right, let's move on to which I think wasn't too bad of an episode this week. Besides, was DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I'll actually give it kind of a 7. I have noticed why I hate the fact that Damien Dark's back, and I think it's just stupid.
But the writers love Damien Dark a lot more than I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, but he found out that the girl that won
Courtney Ford, Brandon Routh's wife.
Yep.
You didn't know that, yeah.
And then also it's his daughter.
Yeah.
which is very
the actress who plays Damien. He's referring to the fact that Damien Dark's daughter is the new villainess is Damien Dark's daughter. I'm referring to the fact that the actress who plays her is in fact in real life married to Brandon Routh. So.
Yes, but anyway, but you kind of find out it's his daughter. But then you find out, interesting enough, that the water witch or whatever she is actually Amaya's granddaughter.
Which I think we should have guessed because we've seen Vixen. I just forgot aspects of Vixen. I forgot what her name was or what the totem she had. But if I was paying more attention, I totally would have just.
Because Vixen actually has Amaya's totem because it's got passed down to her.
Right.
But the whole story was that it was supposed to go to her, but it went to Vixen instead.
Right.
Which was I thought was actually kind of interesting, and I like to add some more dynamic. But the only reason I thought it was a little better episode because I've noticed. Weirdly enough, the show is becoming self-aware. Mm-hmm. And if a comedy show that's being ridiculous can be self-aware, I give it more of a pass. Because whenever stuff was going on in the beginning, all of a sudden you hear Sarah, she goes, "It must be Tuesday." And I was just like, I kind of liked that. I don't know.
I don't know. It's. I think you said it best. This one wasn't too bad.
No.
It was. It was dumb in parts. There was still some of the time travel logic doesn't really make sense.
No.
Stuff starts shutting down because Hedy Lamar's invention.
Yeah.
It's shutting down now in the middle of while we're in this adventure. I'm like, that's just dumb. And some of the stuff the hokiness, like the idea of Freaky Friday with the Doc and with Gray and Jax is like an idea that has probably been kicking around in their heads for a while. It was kind of funny. So
I actually thought that was comedically funny.
But, the rest of the stuff was just kind of hokey and not too bad. Nothing as terribly bad as, Borrowed the Wave Rider, Be Right Back. But, they're trying. It's cute. They're trying. It's not a very good show. I'll give it 6 out of 10, I suppose, this week.
I gave it more of a pass because I don't know. For some reason, I see it's being more self-aware. And this one was a little more, like I said, had some more. It was more fun than being stupid fun. Like the super, you're just kind of like. You're just kind of like, oh my God, why? Yeah. So I gave it more of a pass. But now let's move on to my favorite of the week again, which is Arrow.
Yeah.
And now, Supergirl gave it a run for its money. That was a great episode in my opinion. But this one explored so much more with Slade Wilson and his son, and kind of even explored more with John Diggle and basically his drug addiction. But I'm giving this one definitely a 8.9. I thought it was very tightly knit. It kind of had some more flashbacks. So, you realize that Slade didn't just go from Lian Yu to being the supervillain he was. He actually took a break, saw a son, but then the Mirror Crew just completely screwed him up. What did you think of it?
I thought it was all right. I think it's the Slade and his son, and how his son came to be a supervillain now, and there's an interesting dynamic there. I don't know if it's like really intense, good drama. It's just whatever they're offering us. But I do kind of dig the idea that they're actually making Deathstroke a good guy. Like he's like legit, like their adaptation of Deathstroke the villain was this character on drugs. Once this character gets off drugs, he legit is like a different character, and he's like a good guy. And so I'm like, is he going to actually go back to being bad? No, I think they're actually like he's not an angel.
Yeah, I'd like to say he's someone who knows he can be a good guy, but I think he always hits that line of, something bad happens and he snaps back. Well, I think he's more like an anti-hero in a sense because he can easily just snap back to being a bad guy.
I don't think that I think like the guy who murdered Oliver's mother, ran a sword through her chest in front of her 2 children,
I think he's
is the Mirror Crew. That's what I'm saying. Like the Slade off of that is morally questionable. We don't know which, but like the adaptation of Deathstroke that was in season 2 is this guy on Mirror Crew, and off of that he is actually like they're totally trying to go a different direction with him, which is kind of neat because I think so many people love Deathstroke. With the greatest villains out there, you sometimes wonder what if they were just good, so. But
then again, I also just love the dynamic between him and Oliver. Like they make kind of like that buddy but mentor mentee, but they mentor and mentee. I forgot that. Yeah. But then the roles can be reversed as far as guiding one another. I really like it, and then also let's just not forget the exploration with John Diggle. And I like the very end episode where they're all kind of like, we could have helped you with this, and especially like you never thought of Mr. Terrific being able to he could possibly develop something for him because he's done it. He's done it for, He's done it for Felicity.
So of course he can cook up a cure to anything in 5 seconds.
I wouldn't say quickly cook up something.
Oh yeah, and then John, he's doing this drug thing, in which he should is stretch for him to be doing in the first place. And of course, he immediately finds out that his supplier is the villain of the week, and then it's all just very it's not grandiose writing. It's not high drama. Let's face that. Like,
I would say though, for something that's CW budget wise, that's pretty good.
Budget wise is like,
I don't know, but I mean, I actually really got into it. I really dug it. I actually like those kind of explorations where you see a guy who's could be really supposed to be polishy, but something goes wrong and they can easily take down the wrong path. But writing themselves back around the ship, I like that kind of story arc storytelling for me personally. Like I say, I gave it 8.9. What about you?
I gave it like 7, I guess.
So before we wrap up here, what do you think? How do you think this week as a whole has done for the DC? You think it's kind of getting better and better every week?
I think this week is just giving us great previews for next week. We mentioned Supergirl, and I think Arrow looks really interesting next week with him going to being found out again and going to jail, and then Grodd and Legends of Tomorrow, and the Flash next week looks great, with the Thinker.
Oh man,
so.
yeah, that one could be very that could very easily be the best one of the week next week.
Yeah.
But we'll see next week. But overall, I think this was actually a very good week for the DC CW, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
All right, folks, that'll do us for today. What did you think of this week out in the Arrowverse? Leave your comments in the section below, and please subscribe to our channel so you can see more of our content in the future. Until next time, I'm Ryan Murphy.
I'm Josh Williams.
And thank you for keeping it real.
With ReelTime.